In today's video, I'm going to explain to you how you can increase your chances of getting UK visitors visa. I will also explain to you what the categories of people that can work in the UK on a visitor's visa. From the 24th of January this year, the UK government announced a significant changes to its visitors visas. There are certain people that can now work in the UK on a visitor's visas. I will give you the list of those people, and I will also give you a step-by-step guideline of how you can increase your chances of being refused UK visitors visa. The first thing I want to tell you, when you apply for your UK visitors visa, the visitors consular is looking out for certain red flags. The visitors visa has an open mind, but they are looking out for certain red flag. The first common mistake that people make when they apply for UK visitors visa is failure to disclose that they have family connection in the UK. If you apply for UK visitors visa and you are hiding it from the authorities that you have a family connection in the UK, that raises question as to why you are actually hiding that information. If you genuinely intend to visit the UK and return to your home country, why are you hiding that information? That raises red flag. The second reason for refusal is failure to disclose that you have applied for UK visa before and you were refused. Now, if you were refused a UK visitor visa in the past, you will need to disclose that information. That is not going to hinder your chance. What you need to be able to evidence is how your circumstances have changed. I will respond to all the questions in the comment section later, but I'm going straight now to the topic of today. So, assuming you applied for UK visitors visa in, say, 5 years ago, when you apply for UK visitors visa, you were working in a small company where you were earning equivalent of 200 UK pounds a month. Since that 5 years, your circumstances have not changed. You did not have family when you applied 5 years ago, but now you now have a wife, you've got children, and you're now you have been promoted. You're now working for a bigger company. That is a positive indication on your visitors visas because it shows that now you have commitment, you have children, you have more promotion, and therefore you are likely to return back to your home country when you visit the UK. So if you fail to disclose that you were refused a UK visa in the past, that is a red flag. So you have to be transparent when filling the form. If to say I was refused a visa before, and you will not explain how your circumstances have not changed. Please be transparent. If the visa consular finds out that you have deliberately withheld information because you think that that information will hinder your chances, that will result in automatic refusal of your visa. That is the second reason. The second reason is failure to disclose that you have criminal conviction. Now, this is very important because we are living in a time where terrorism is very high. So the visa consular wants to assess your intent. Is this a genuine traveler who wants to come to the UK because they want to visit a relative or they were coming on holiday? Now, if you have any criminal conviction based on previous visa application, you must disclose it. It's very, very important that you do not withhold that information. The second reason that why a lot of people are refused visa is attachment. Now, this I need to elaborate. The visa consular is looking for does this person have a strong attachment in their home country that would incentivize them to want to return back to their home country at the end of their stay in the UK? By attachment, I am talking about, do you have children? You have a wife? Do you have a job that pays you enough money for you not to be tempted to remain in the UK? Do you have landed property? That is very, very important. So this information is very, very important that if you have a landed property, you put it there. If you're married, you put your marriage certificate there. Put pictures of your children there and your wife. That will enhance your chances of getting your visa when you apply. So in fact, this is one of the most important things. The visa consular wants to know, if I grant this person visa, do they have enough reason in their home country that will make them to return back to their home country? Do they have a job that is going well? Do they have a family that they care for? Do they have young children? Do they have landed property? Are they secure in their home country that will make them want to return back to their home country? Another reason is proof of fund. Now, a lot of people think that if they have millions in the bank account, that would also enhance their visa application. That is not true. The visa consular wants to see that you are financially secure in your home country, and they want to see evidence of constant income. By that, I mean, if you say in your application, I am working for a company, I earn equivalent of 500 US dollars or 350 pounds. How often is that salary reflected in your bank account? If you say you are earning 300 pounds equivalent in your local currency, and all of a sudden, 1 month, a friend of yours transferred millions into your account, or you transfer millions from your other account, that raises suspicion, because the visa consular wants to know, what is the source of this money? Is this money that is legitimately earned? Is this money that is taxable? What did you do to earn this money? Have you asked a friend to transfer money into your account because you think that that will enhance your chances of getting the visa? In that case, that raises more suspicion. This is what you have to understand. That raises more suspicion. So if you are applying as an employee, you are working in a company where you are on monthly salary, your salary needs to consistently reflect in your bank account, and you also need to make sure that you're not applying as an employee at the same time you say, oh, I have millions that came in from my side hustle. Is that side hustle registered? Are you paying taxes on it? Because if you can apply with as an employee that have one job and you have another side hustle, if you can evidence that the side hustle that you have, you're paying taxes on it. So you will need to have your tax clearance on your side hustle and task clearance on your main job. That is very, very important. If you want to apply with two sources of income, you have to make sure that you have two evidence that you're paying tax on your two sources of income. Because if you're not, that will raise a lot of suspicion. If you're saying that a friend transfer the money to you, that is fine. But you have to be able to justify what is the source of that money. Why did your friend give you the money? Is your friend paying tax on that money, that raises more suspicion. So if you know that you're planning to apply for UK visitors visa, you have to make sure for the 6 months, at least a minimum of 6 months, any income that reflects on your bank account is income that is taxable, and it's income that you can show how the money came from. The tax part is the most important one. Another reason why a lot of people are refused is, where are you going to stay? Now, if you're saying that you're staying with a relative, the relative is inviting you, it will enhance your chances of being granted a visa if that relative can provide evidence that they will accommodate you. The relative can show evidence of where you're going to stay. That means they need to bring the proof of they need to bring their proof of address, and they need to bring their bank statement that they are inviting, they're going to care for you. They also need to include their pay slip as well. If a relative is just inviting you and they've just written a letter to say, oh, I am inviting Yasser to come and visit me, uh, that is fine, no problem. But what you need to do is to make sure that you have a letter from that person, you have their pay slip, and you also have their proof of address. It's very, very important that they give you those documents when they are sending you the invitation. The invitation doesn't mean anything. It's the supporting document that carries more weight than the document, that the invitation letter. That's very important. Now, your bank statement is very important from your home country that when you're applying. And also, another thing that is very important, as I said before, you need to have your marriage certificate, you need to have bank statement, and you need to have, if you have children, include the pictures of your children there. If you have done any profession, if you belong to any international professional bodies, put it there as well. That will also enhance your chances. That is very, very important. If you have family members in the UK, you also need to disclose that. That is very important. If you make sure you fill the form correctly. This is very, very important. And also, where are you going to stay in the UK? What is your itinerary? What do you intend to do in the UK? And also, you also need to make sure that you have a plan of what you intend to do in the UK. Say, for instance, you are visiting the UK and you intend to stay in, say, Newcastle, for instance. You need to have places in Newcastle that you need to visit. So you need to have things like, I intend to visit the Baltic Art Center, the Millennium Dawn, Angel of the North, Newcastle Times. You need to have places in Newcastle, for example, that you will name when you are asked, where are you going to visit in Newcastle? You will tell them. Say, for instance, if you are ever invited for an interview and they ask you, how do you intend to go? Where are you arriving when you arrive in the UK? You say, I'm arriving in London. And they ask you, how do you intend to go to Newcastle from London? You say to them, oh, I intend to go by bus. Okay, how long is the journey from London to Newcastle? You say 1 hour. That raises suspicion because the visa consular knows that from London to Newcastle, for example, if you're going by coach, it will take you around 5 hours. So you're telling them 1 hour. That shows that what you're saying is not credible. Because if you're genuinely going to Newcastle or going to the UK on holiday, you intend to stay in Newcastle, you should have known how long it takes to go to London, to go to Newcastle from London. That's the first thing you should have known. So that raises suspicion. And the visa consular starts, okay, I've got doubts that this person is telling me the truth. What else are they telling me which may not be the truth? Let me check their bank statement. Let me check the person that's inviting them. Is the person, what are they planning to do? Where are they planning to stay? Is this somebody that genuinely coming to the UK to stay in the UK for a visit? Or is this someone who wants to come to the UK and use visitor's visa as a to sneak in through the back door? That is very, very important. And so you have to make sure that you are clear. You are clear when you're saying that with respect to your bank statement. The amount of money you have, it's not that important. What really matters is the transaction on your bank statement. If you are working for a company where, for instance, you earn equivalent of $300 in your home country, that money has to be reflected in your account. And the question, what the visa consular wants to try assess is this person a genuine visitor? Do they have enough reason in their home country that would make them to want to return back at the end of the visit? Do they have children? Do they have a wife that they left behind? Do they have a good job that will make them want to come back? What is their prospect of being promoted in the next few years in that company they're working for? This is the main reason that the visa consular wants to access. It's called attachment theory. They want to see whether you have enough attachment in your home country that will warrant you at the end of your visit for you to want to return back to your home country. Are you a genuine visitor? That's very, very important. Those are the kind of things that they are looking for. What if you have a sponsor? If you have a sponsor that is sponsoring you, and you are a young person that is of work age, that raises suspicion. So if you are, say, 35 years of age, you do not have a job in your home country, you have someone who is sponsoring you from the UK, what is the chance of an unemployed person who is unemployed in, say, Uganda, Nigeria, Tanzania, Kenya, Pakistan, India, returning back to their home country at the end of the visit? The chances is very slim. So if you don't have a job in your home country, it is highly likely that any visa consular will grant you a visa. However, if you are 65 years old, you're visiting your cousin, you're visiting your son, you don't need to provide any evidence of employment, because at that age, they expect you to be retired. And therefore, you're likely to return back. You're not going to want to stay in the cold. You're likely to return back to your home country. So if you do not have a job in your home country and someone is sponsoring you, my advice for you will be consider postponing applying for UK visa until you have a job, because the chances of being granted the visa is very, very slim. As I said before, the key thing that you need to look at is attachment theory. What I mean by that is that the visa consular wants to see, do you have enough attachment in your home country that would want you to return back when you visit? By attachment, do you have a good job? Are you earning well? How likely are you going to be promoted in the next few years? How long have you been in this company? If you got a job that you've only worked 6 months and you want to go to the UK, the chances of that is not a good place to be. You need to at least show that you've worked in the company for at least more than a year and you want to visit a relative in the UK. That looks much better than you having a job after 3 months of having a new job. You want to go to the UK. That doesn't look well from the outside. So the key things that you want to know is that the visa consular is looking for inconsistencies. By inconsistencies, I mean the thing that you said at the beginning. Are you saying that again? Are you saying that again? Make sure you take time to check the checklist before you start filling the form, because inaccurate form filling is one of the main reasons why people are refused visitors visa. However, if you make a genuine mistake, that is not a reason for your visa to be rejected outrightly. It reduces the chances of being granted a visa, but the visa consular will not refuse your visa because you have made a genuine mistake. What they are looking at is this an innocent mistake? Did you make the mistake because you want to use it to increase your chances? Because you say, oh, they ask you, have you traveled to the UK before? You say no. Whereas you know you've traveled to the UK before. Did you say no? Because you knew if I said yes, that would reduce my chances of getting the visa. They are looking at, did you lie because you want to benefit something? That is very, very important. So I think these are the clear things that you need to make sure. Bank statement, the amount of money that you have in your bank statement is not too important. What really matters is the consistency. Keep leaving your comment on the comment section. I will read all of them before I go. I will answer all your questions, but let me just quickly address this. So when it comes to UK visitors visa, the key things you have to put in mind is, number one, before you start filling the form, make sure you check the checklist and you make sure you fill the form correctly. That is number one. Number two, proof of income in your home country, your bank statement. If you are an employee, make sure that you are applying as an employee. What I mean by that is that if you say I am working for a bank in your home country, but at the same time, 1 month, 7 million came into your bank account, and that 7 million is not your salary, where did you get the money from? Is that from illegal stuff? Is that from illegal stuff you've done? Is that from terrorism related? That raises a lot of suspicion. That is why you have to be very, very careful. The bank statement that you have, if you have money coming into your bank account and that is what you're earning, you have to make sure that income is legitimate and is taxable income. You need, if you say you have two sources of income, you are working for a company and at the same time you have a fashion company or you have another business that pays you, that is absolutely fine. That means that you will need to provide two tax evidence of tax clearance, one from your main income and two from your other side income. If you do not have any tax clearance from your other side income, that shows that that money is not legitimate. That is very, very important. If you are married, put your marriage certificate. If you have children, put pictures of your children. If you have landed property, put pictures of your landed property, put document, evidence of your landed property document. That shows that you have enough attachment to your home country and therefore you are likely to return back home at the end of your visit. If someone is inviting you, make sure you please ask them to send you their bank statement, a letter of invitation, proof of address, utility bills to show that yes, that house, that person is living there. They send you that. And also, you need to state what you intend to do. If you say, I'm going to the UK for 2 weeks, what are you going to be doing that 2 weeks? Where are the places that you plan to visit? What are the activities that you've planned to do? That's very, very important as well. And also, if you're staying in a hotel, make sure you have proof of the hotel document the hotel reservation where you're going to be staying. It's very, very important that you have the hotel reservation. If you are saying that I'm going to Newcastle, I'm going to Scotland, and I'm stopping in London, you need to be able to evidence how you're going to move from London to Scotland. Is very, very important. It shows them that you got everything planned. And if you make genuine mistake in your application, like assuming you were refused a visa before, make sure you disclose that. Failure to disclose previous refusal raises doubt that you're hiding it, because you know that if you disclose that information, your chances of being granted a visa is very slim. Listen, if the visa consular has record of all the applications you've made with your name and date of birth. As long as it's the same name and date of birth, you will be fine. So it's better for you to be transparent and honest. So I want to quickly summarize. There has been a changes to the UK visitors visa with respect to work that you can do in the UK on a visitors visa. Now, this policy was announced by the UK Chancellor, Right Honorable Jeremy Hunt. The main purpose of this policy is to allow people on visitors visa to be able to do some economic activities in the UK to contribute to the UK's economy and boost terrorism. Now, the following are people that can work in the UK. If you are a scientist and you are in the UK and you have been invited to undertake a research work as part of a ongoing project, you can do a work in the UK. Researchers, academics, journalists, bodyguard, cameraman. If you can attend conferences in the UK as well, you can take part in deliver a speech. It has to be an unpaid speech. You can say, for instance, you are working for Zenith Bank in Ghana or Nigeria. You are in the UK. You can work for a company that is not a UK-owned company. So say, for instance, you're working for a company in Ghana and your company sent you here. You can work in the UK. If you are a driver, and your boss is in the UK, you will be driving your boss here. As long as you have UK, the requirement to drive in the UK, you can drive in the UK. So the people that cannot work in the UK are ordinary people like me and you. If you're coming to the UK on a visitor's visa, you think, oh, once I get into the UK, I'll just start looking for a job. No, that is not true. You will not be able to work for a UK company if you are on a visitor's visa. There has been lots of misconception out there, people telling you that, oh, you can now work on a visitor's visa. That is not true. You can only work on a visitor's visa on the if you belong to the professions that I've just mentioned: scientists, researchers, academics. You're a lawyer coming to the UK to give expert witness as part of your work. You're here as a driver, cameraman, journalist, or you're here to deliver a speech. As long as it's not a paid speech, that's fine. You have to make sure that the activities that you intend to do is planned 30 days in advance. So that is the update on UK work visas and work that you can do in the UK. Please don't let anybody deceive you. You will not be able to work in the UK if you intend to come into the UK on a visitor's visa and work for a UK company. No. If you have a job in your home country, your company sent you to the UK, say for instance, you're an auditor, you will be able to work in the UK. If you are, for instance, you're working for a bank and the bank sent you to the UK, you'll be able to do your auditor work in the UK. So that those are the categories of people that can work in the UK. So I'm going to start looking at the questions. Now, if you have any questions, leave your questions in the comment section. I have left links in the comment section. I've left link in the description section. I've got some fantastic good news for you as well. You'll be able to see them in the description section. Have a look at all the links and you'll be able to read up. So let me go to the first question I have. You see, your education, just saying, if you want more information, please. Okay. Omolande Folashode, well done. Precious Oyekare, what if you have a sponsor? How much should be in your bank account? Precious, there is no specific amount that needs to be in your bank account. What needs to happen is you need to evidence that you are financially secure in your home country. That means there needs to be constant income flowing into your bank account, and you need to be able to evidence how you have got the money that you've got as well. That's very, very important as well. Okay, so that is the answer to that question. Who do I have to? Precious Oyeka, the man in question here into business and the UK. Precious, can you rephrase your question? I don't understand your question. the man in question here into business and the UK visa. I hope I have answered your question, but you can answer the questions again. So I just want to clarify, you will not be able to work in the UK on a visitor's visa if you're planning to come and work for a UK firm. You can only work in the UK on a visitor's visa if you're a scientist, researcher, academic, a driver who's going to be driving your boss. You are an auditor. You are going to be given expert witness as a lawyer. You can make paid speed, cameraman, journalist. You're delivering speech, you will be able to work in the UK. These are the people that can work in the UK. So leave all your comment in the comment section. There are links in the description section for you to be able to read up on this subject. If you have seen value for what you have heard so far, you haven't subscribed to the Launch Club, please consider subscribing to the Launch Club. We want to help as many people as possible to legally migrate. As long as you have a mobile phone and internet, be rest assured that I will give you the information for you to enhance and achieve your migration dream in 2024. Continue to subscribe to the Launch Club. Follow us on all our social media platforms. You can give this video a like to encourage myself and the team for all the hard work and dedication. I will be seeing you soon. Let me read the question. For instance, I am inviting my mom, who is a businesswoman, and I feel that she earns 2 million annually. How much should be? Well, okay. Does your pressure, the answer to your question is, if you are feeling that your mom earns 2 million annually, does your mom have a tax clearance to reflect what you're saying? Like I said before, there is no specific amount that needs to be in our account. I think if you are in Nigeria, 22 million naira today in Nigeria, someone that is earning 2 million naira annually, that is not a lot of money with the devaluation of Nigerian currency. So I don't need to tell you that she needs to have 700,000. No. What the visa chancellor wants to see, number one, how old is your mom? Does your mom looking after your father? Does your mom have other children? If, for instance, your mom is 60 years old, that is fine. They will give her a visa even without she submitting any bank statement. That's fine. So it just depends. They want to see, does your mom have any reason that will make her to want to go back to Nigeria? If you say she's earning 2 million naira, you need to be able to evidence the tax clearance is very important. 2 million, the answer to that question, if it's your mom and she's above, say, 55 years old, you are fine. Any amount that she leaves in the account is absolutely fine. Yeah. So there's no right or wrong answer to that question. As long as she doesn't include any document that is bogus, your mom has a very good chance. Okay. So guys, I'm going to go now. Leave your comment in the comment section. I will respond. Share this video with anyone that you know will benefit. Bismarck Amao, thank you so much. God bless you. 57 years old. Yes, she has other children and looking after my dad. Aside tax, what can I use? Well, you will need, if you are in the UK, precious, you need to include if you're a British citizen, you need to include the data page of your British passport. If you don't have British citizenship, you can include your data page of your Nigerian passport. I'm thinking you're Nigerian. If you have a residential card, resident permit, you need to put that as well. You need your proof of address. That will be your utility bills, a bank statement, tax, council tax, anything like that. You need to write a letter, the invitation letter. Invitation letter doesn't need to be in details. You just need to put your name and your details on the right-hand corner. You address it to the British High Commissioner or the British Deputy High Commissioner if it's Lagos. You explain, I am inviting my mother to come and spend time with me while she's here. I intend to take her. We intend to do social activities. I have not seen my mom for the last 7 years. I'm looking forward to seeing my mom, and she'll spend time with her grandchildren, whom she hasn't seen for a long time. Those kind of emotional connection will really help. I think at 57, I can say your mom has a very good chance of being granted. But if you're saying that she's working in Nigeria, make sure you get the tax clearance as well. But 57, your mom, I can say, I did invite my mom. Invited my mom when she wasn't up to 57, if I can recall. Sadly, my mom died last year, and it wasn't a problem. Your mom, as long as you are living in the UK, if you're a British citizen, it's fantastic. If you're not British, that is absolutely fine. So, guys, I've got to go now. If you've seen value for this video, please consider sharing this video with your friends and family members. We want to help as many people as possible to achieve their migration dream in 2024. Continue to support us. Our mission is to give you the information to achieve your dream. God bless, and well, I'll see you soon.